to throw on 4th and 18. He's given time. He wants Jefferson. Climbs the ladder. Oh, my goodness. Justin Jefferson the catch of his life.
Good evening, everybody. It's your boy, Coach Lee. Happy Monday to you. We 4 days away from the weekend. We're back at it like we're mad at it as always. And guess what, man? This is our season finale for the 2023-24 season. Be there or be square, man. Great show for y'all. Obviously, we got to talk about the big game and whatever else may be on your mind. But everybody that's already here jumping in, we'll appreciate you. Let us know where you're viewing in from. Let's get your city repped. But with that being said, let's get my brother who boycotted the Super Bowl yesterday like a real champ because his squad wasn't in it. Salute to you, brother. Let's get him up in here. Meta Watch.
I did it. You know what I'm saying? My name is Kip Watt today. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? Got the do-rag going, got the flaps out. It's Monday night. That means we hope that you guys are having a great day. But before we continue, we got to bring my man on. My man with the plan. Willie. Or we going to call him Billy. Billy Belichick in the building. The world with you.
What's good, people? What up, Kyrie?
What's popping,
What up, everybody? How's it going?
And no, we ain't applauding him for sticking to his guns. My man didn't do his job. He didn't watch a game that we about to cover. Get him out of here.
No, Will. Come on, man. Come on. I mean, in this world of life, you know, it's not as bad if you don't watch the game. You got Facebook and everybody talking. You might get a couple of dinner-nares, dude. Well, enough for discussion and debate tonight. I have something. You know what I'm saying? I would have been absent if I didn't. But I'm here tonight. I got some stuff, man.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? I couldn't do it, man. I was heartbroken. I'm heartbroken, man.
Not one down was watched last night? Not even a play?
Not a play. Nothing. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. The only snippet of it I got was because of a bet. And that was for the Chiefs to punt on their first possession, which they did. So I had to watch that through the game cast of FanDuel. So
damn.
I did try. I did make a wager.
Struggle bus.
Will, how much of the game did you watch last night, bro?
Oh, every minute of the game.
What'd you think about it?
Great game. One of the better Super Bowls we've seen in a while.
Let's talk about it. It's our first topic of the night. Some Super Bowl takeaways.
I certainly hope so.
What I did last
night? Yeah. What we learned is to stop betting against Mahomes. I tell people that every year. That was my pick. That was my pick preseason. Mahomes to the bowl. They gonna win it. Stuck with it. Kids different, man. Kids real different.
Do you is he already in that GOAT status for you?
He's in the combo. He's in the room. Like they unlock the door. He in the room, but like you're not gonna like the GOAT. It's gonna take a couple more rings at least. Now I'm not one of the people who think it's gonna take 7. Like you don't gotta match exactly what Brady did in terms of rings because we all know that there's so many things that come along with winning it all. Like yeah, he got 7. Don't get me wrong, but like a lot of things had to break right for him to get 7. And also, he could also have more. He could have 9. Honestly, 10 even. Shit.
So he's already been to 4, right?
Yeah. We're gonna see. I don't know how far he's gonna get in terms of how many rings. I don't know how long Andy's gonna stay. He got 3 right now. So 3 rings. 3 what? Is it 3 Super Bowl MVPs?
Yep. Yes. 3 Super Bowl MVPs. 3 Super Bowls.
Well, no, it's 2. It's 2.
2 what?
It says Mahomes. Oh, 2 MVPs and then Super Bowl MVP. 3 Super Bowl MVPs. Yeah. So yeah, it's hard to argue, man. You're getting there.
So, he's tied with Montana.
Montana got. It's right here in the chat. Look, he got 4 rings. Where is that? It's right there.
Okay. Montana's 4 Super Bowls, 7 touchdowns, picks. Who is it kicking knowledge already today?
All right, come on.
Matthew Hamby, what's up, man?
Oh, it's Matthew. What's good, bro?
Shout out to you, Matt. Oh, man, listen. I mean, Will's takeaway is that, you can't bet on Mahomes. I mean, Vegas had it in the loop. Vegas had him as the underdogs, and Vegas said we was going to give y'all some money, and a lot of people didn't listen. Will listen. Will got some money.
Well, actually,
listen. So
I hear they lost a lot on them winning. I heard Vegas took a L this.
No. And I can see why the L ended up being taken in that aspect, because the 49ers were up during the game. And then you at some point had to make them the underdog again. And that's the double downer. When you double dip into the funds, and then so Vegas got their ass slapped. You know what I'm saying? So them as a team,
it's gonna get ugly next year, bro. They're only gonna get better. This was the worst they were gonna be.
It for them,
yeah.
for the whole world to be against them, for the way they swung it all out the last 6 weeks of the season in the playoffs, being possibly the underdog in every single game that they played.
So Taylor Swift threw that pick in the triple coverage.
Everybody says this is supposed to be Ravens 49ers, but this is what we're going to get at right here. We seen the same stuff that's been happening with these teams. And we talk about the Patriots. Well, we always talk about the Patriots, and you have to literally beat these guys. You can not give these guys life. And Kansas City's kind of in the same memo right now as them. You can't leave them life. You got to kill them. And they got to crawl into you, literally.
We already seen
you keeping them straight up is not helping.
We already seen way worse. 13 seconds, you couldn't do it. So, you got to completely take the man out. And they did a good job in the first half. They kept him off the field by running the ball. It was working.
If we're gonna talk about Taylor Swift, we're gonna talk about Swift, and this is the last time I'm gonna mention Swift.
Please.
Kelsey getting some good pussy in his eyes right now, and it woke him up. And it woke him up. And it woke him up because we said that Kelsey was on the decline. It was the end. We seen him not only perform in playoff games, we seen the fire with him and Andy Reid situation last night. People got the debate about it, but at the same time, he was locked in. And that's what you wanted to see in Kelsey. And that was another reason why Kansas City was able to pick things up. You know what I'm saying? The 1-2 tandem picked it up. The receivers picked it up. The defense been picking it up all year. So if you want to talk about Taylor Swift, say thanks to her for getting Kelsey right. You know what I'm saying? She had nothing to do with this game. 54 seconds of airtime for 4 hours of TV. She had nothing to do with the game. Nothing to do with them advancing. Nothing.
Agreed. Like I said, what I was saying is the Chiefs moving forward are real scary, man. They're gonna keep all their main guys, except we're gonna have to see what happens with Chris Jones and Snead, but they'll bring at least one of them back. Hopefully, both of them.
Yeah, they're not in a situation where like Tampa Bay said we're gonna sign everybody back. You just got probably 2 guys. Hopefully they do come back.
It's a young team.
Yeah. Probably young team.
It's the second youngest defense in the Super Bowl, second only to the same defense last year.
Now we've seen this. We've seen this in the last couple of years throughout sports. The Warriors, a couple years back, won the championship when everybody was like, "This is kind of reality for them," and it's done. It is 2 different sports, but you see the Warriors now trying to kind of keep poise and stuff like that. Will's on the mark saying that it's going to get uglier and the Chiefs are going to get better. Coach, do you think that this, in terms of championship now, I won't say they won't win it again, but is this going to evolve or is this kind of like the stop here?
I think this is going to involve. Andy is still relevant with his play calling, even though he's been around so long, but he still finds ways.
About to get EB back?
Yeah. And then you got to think about the whole standpoint as well of this is probably the worst offense Mahomes has had.
Yes, we're speaking about that.
Put in work. He put
beat the same 49ers team, beat a better 49ers team with a worse team on his side.
Yes.
299 yards in the second half.
Yeah.
He lit him up.
He definitely lit him up. I think the unsung hero here, the unsung hero for me is, and this kind of starts, we're kind of getting into the dynasty talk of the Chiefs. or potential dynasty talk. But the GOAT Spags, man.
Go
He's
Spagnolia.
He's the first coordinator to win 4 Super Bowls.
Yeah, he's a beast.
And the reason why I want to highlight him is, did y'all see what they did to San Fran's passing game last night?
It was not great.
If I'm not mistaken, Debo and Ayuk each had, if they had 50 yards, it was surprising.
Debo didn't do shit. Ayuk had a little something going, and that was about it. And Kittle had like 2, maybe
He had
one.
49 yards last night.
Who, Ayuk? Yeah, not good enough.
49 yards from him. And I think most of that one of those came on a 20-yard play.
And also, they're not in as good a spot moving forward as Mahomes because they got to start paying dudes. Ayuk, he's about to get paid.
Yep.
He's probably going to leave. It's not going to get better for the Niners. It's going to get better.
And this is what I was saying. And this is what I was saying. And what you were saying about the Chiefs, I was talking to somebody at work today who's a 49ers fan. Obviously, he's disappointed in the loss. But he's thinking the same way we're thinking about the Chiefs. No. I said, hold on. They've gotten away with monopoly for too long. Now it's time to pay some income taxes. And
the only part that's going to help them is that right now they don't have to pay Purdy yet. But that's coming too. But right now they don't got to pay him. So that'll help. That's always the best window for your team when you got a great quarterback on a rookie deal. That's your best window. But
your boy's bucking that analogy.
No, well, yes and no, because they're gonna restructure. He's gonna do the Brady thing. So
that's what I was saying. No, that's what I was about to get at. When does he come to the table, or when do they come to the table and say
it's already being talked about, and he's gonna make so much. He's already making so much money from endorsements like that. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He's gonna realize just this year is the perfect year for him. Even though they still won it, it was frustrating enough for him to be like, I'm assuming he's going to end up taking, like, doing some restructure, doing some cuts, because he realizes he doesn't want to play with that type of offense again.
Yeah, Kittle didn't do nothing. No wrestling moves, no headlocks.
Well, it's not. See, this happens a lot with Kittle. People start to blame him. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. He's not being used right. So everything.
Yeah, 2 catches, 4 yards last night.
Yeah, but I bet you the targets weren't very much higher than the 2 catches. I bet you it was probably like 4, maybe 5 targets, if that. They really weren't using them. That's the problem with this team. Even though
3 targets.
Even though Kyle Shanahan is a genius offensive mind, every offense is going to have a weak spot. For some reason, he has an all-pro tight end, and he treats him like an extra lineman for most of the game. So I don't really understand it. I don't know. Maybe he thinks he's going to keep him healthy, but guess what? There's no more games. You should have used them.
Your boy Debo?
He got shut down. He was
3 catches, 11 targets, 33 yards.
11 targets is horrible, especially knowing that he wasn't 100%. I don't know why they kept going to him, and then not using Kittle. The middle of the field should have been open, and they just, or at least do some seam work. He might not have the arm.
I think honestly, like you said, the Chiefs defense, like I said, I didn't watch the game. So from what I'm saying is maybe their offense got exposed to a point where they had to give it to a guy like Debo, even though he's hurt, because at the end of the day, that's the main guy. That's the guy who we talk about. Like, if that engine's not going, then who else is going?
Here's why I wanted to pat the brakes on all the comparison that everybody was having with him, calling him, Joe Montana and things like that, is he had already showed the recipe when they played Cleveland. If all his weapons aren't clicking, he's a pedestrian at best. Versus Joe Montana, yeah, he had Jerry Rice, but guess what? He had big drives where he hit Taylor, or he hit Jones, or Craig, or Rathman, or whatever the case may have been. He found other avenues. If you take down one of my guys, I'm gonna go over here with it. And Purdy hadn't shown to be able to do that as of yet.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's maybe.
I'm only speaking to the comparison that was already trying to anoint him as Joe Montana 2.0.
Yeah, but I hate when we end up having to down a guy because he got stupid fans. Like, that's not his fault. I'm not really saying like that comparison was always crazy. But what I will say is like he is still the real deal. He can really play.
Oh, absolutely.
And he still really played well. He was running for his life the entire game. Honestly, Chris Jones lived in the backfield. Chris Jones single-handedly took away like 2 touchdowns, maybe even a third, because they were plays with a wide open man running. And Purdy seeing that man, but he could not plant his feet and throw the ball because Chris Jones
in his face
was in their huddle. So like, it's rough. Chris Jones is the real unsung hero of that team, of that game. He probably should have been MVP of the game. I know Mahomes put on a show second half, and in that final drive, he made 2 plays that pretty much he makes only. So, yeah. With that said, Chris Jones could have been the MVP of that game. He was unbelievable, unstoppable. And so, whoever said that, somebody said, are they going to give him another 1-year deal? You could do that with Chris Jones, but I think you've seen enough now. Stop playing with the man, pay him. I think you do the 1-year deal with Snead. Make him do what Chris Jones just did. Prove it. Another year.
Yeah, he was on. Chris Jones was only a cap hit of $5.4 million this year.
Yeah, because they did that 1-year deal thing, but he's gonna want to get paid now. So there won't be no more. He's not gonna. If someone's taking a pay cut, it won't be Chris Jones, and I don't blame him. He shouldn't. He's out there looking like Warren Sapp, but bigger. It's crazy, bro. Kid's a monster.
And he's only 29.
Yeah.
Question.
3 more years out of him for sure.
Game manager?
Who?
They had Cam Newton during the weekend on all the airwaves. You know, speaking obviously, Cam Newton spoke about some QBs during the course of the season. Said a lot of the QBs were QB managers such as Purdy, Tua, Dak, Goff, a few people he named.
So I want to show respect to Cam. He's an MVP. Okay, I want to show respect to the man. He's a great player, one of the greatest athletes the world has ever seen.
Okay, but here come the strays.
You called out a man who played better in his bowl appearance than you did against a better defense too.
But Zanga,
he played better than you did. When you was on the big screen, your heart got called out that you didn't dive on that ball. That didn't happen to him. Nobody. He might not have been the greatest quarterback yesterday. He was real good, but he might not have been the greatest. But guess what? You can't question his heart.
Right.
Because we did that with you, Cam. Because you made us. So maybe just keep doing your podcast, bro.
You regulated him to that.
That's where he is now. He want to be playing, but he can't be playing.
I'm gonna let Purdy grow. I'm gonna let Purdy grow, and the reason why I'm gonna let Purdy grow is because he deserves that right. He's been good enough and fortunate enough to be with a team that holds him down. He holds them down, but I'm gonna let him grow. Cam's comments in regards to it, I feel like a lot of people were mad because at that time may have been throwing strays at some of their favorite QBs or some QBs mentioned. We're Dak friends, mention Cowboys. I really like it. But when you think about it, it's okay. It's okay to be a game manager because that's what QBs do. QBs, you're supposed to manage the game. If you're not managing the game, what the hell are you doing? Right. So Cam, like you said, Will, give him flowers and do all that. I'm not gonna go bug on him about the fumbles and all that in the Super Bowls. But Cam, keep doing your podcast, man. Keep doing your podcast. At the end of the day, he's a little salty still that he ain't playing.
Right.
And it bits every single time he does something. Okay. You know what I'm saying? But in all what he was saying, we have to be for QBs like the Daks and the Tuas and whoever he mentioned. Hey, you just got to deal with the reality sometimes. Hey, they are, and that's okay.
Why is he not playing?
The man was first in almost every statistic that we care about for the season. Mm-hmm. He was either first or second. And then he played well in the playoffs and they got to the bowl. I don't really know what the questions are anymore about this kid. Like, what are we doing?
So why do you think Cam's not playing right now?
I think Cam's not playing because the last time we saw him, he was skipping passes to receivers in a Patriot jersey. And then
you watched him.
I watched him. And then he went back home to the Panthers because they wanted to tank. Scored a touchdown, got into the camera, said, I'm back. And then proceeded to lose the rest of his games that he started in.
I just think, honestly, in terms of a few years beforehand, you knew that at some point the arm was going to be shot. His arm became shot, which affects the ability to be a QB. Like, we know you can run the ball, something like that. But what the NFL is not going to do is take a safety protocol on you. You go run, and you like to run, and you get blasted. You can't do that. So Cam's been done. Cam's been done. He needs to understand that he's done. And if his arm was a little bit better than it was in the past, he probably would have a job. But like Will said, you can't be throwing ducks and expect to have a job.
Would you pay Brock Purdy now before the price tag gets higher, or take your chance and wait? You can't pay him now. He got drafted in the 7th round. Those deals are slotted. He can't even negotiate. It's 3 years. Right. Just 3 years? Automatic 3. Automatic 3, and then I think the 4th is an option year. Normally it is the 4, and then the 5th option year, but that's higher in the draft. So later in the draft, I think it's 3, with the 4th being an option. It's how I understand it from what I saw.
I'm gonna throw a curve here. And Brock has nothing to do with the blame of this game at all.
I know what this is. Don't do this. We don't have to do this. We don't have to do this.
Yes, we have to do this. We have to do this.
All right, then do it.
Because we rolling a Stone Cold persona. Don't trust anybody. Do they look to shop his ass?
No. Oh, I thought you were gonna go Tom Brady. No, shop.
No. They look to shop his ass.
Why would they shop him? I don't even.
No. I'm just speaking on. I'm just speaking like anything is. We're not gonna go get. They don't have to sign him right now. We know that his value is only going up. We know this. San Fran has been a team. He's been the guy, and hey, you should keep him. But they've been through that plethora of QBs that have been injured or haven't got it done for them. Brock is kind of in place. But that doesn't mean that their minds is not thinking still, is he really the guy? We have to look at the organization because they've done it before.
But this is a little different. He's playing well. They just got to a bowl with him. And why would you give up the rookie contract for who anyway? Like, that's not
I'm just speaking in general. Like, we have to put everything in the box now.
Well, I mean, we could say like the most random stuff, like why don't they fly without planes? Like we could just say random stuff. No, they don't look to move them because why would they? And what do you put in place? What do you put in place? Instead? I don't know. Maybe.
I always think for some reason a sucker team will give you a ransom. Like for Purdy, and the way we're saying that he played this season, and the way he's been playing. A team like Washington. Hold on. These teams that we talk about need QBs. I'm just taking them to It's never happened in the NFL with a 7th rounder or a 6th rounder. But if we're speaking of Purdy and we think he's going to evolve as a quarterback and he's where he's at now, we know San Fran has done it before with QBs, good or bad. I'm just thinking about it. It's a conspiracy.
And that's my question. Is that arrogance for them to think we can just get rid of him and bring somebody else in here?
No, I don't know how we got here.
I only say this because Coach is going to bring up something in a second, and
they traded Trey because he didn't look like the guy that they went up and got.
Absolutely, we get it. We get here because we got a guy that's a 6 or 7 rounder that's gonna be thinking like, where the hell's my next? Where's my guap at? I need my guap soon. You're gonna have an organization like. He may think that he's going to get his guap soon. So anything can happen at the negotiation table. Anything can happen, can result. And if they go to that table and agent wants this, team doesn't want that, then stuff starts. That's all I'm saying. We can't sit here and act like he's untradeable right now. We can't. Nobody's untradeable. So that's why I asked the question, because ultimately, in years, not this season, in years, it could happen. Because he's not signed yet to a big deal. So
that's even more reason to not trade him, because he's got it on a cheap deal. I don't know. I just don't see why. Deal.
He's under 100,000 this year.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this year. The price is gonna go up.
Here's the thing. if they go and say we're gonna trade him, that kind of makes it seem like they don't believe in him and he's not that good. You're not gonna get him. It's gonna lower his value by trying to try. This is too long on this.
I'm just saying, no, because now tonight you're gonna think, hey, if it does happen in a few years where he's shocked, and this is one of the reasons why, because the money's not adding up, or the money, then I'm just saying, I'm just trying to take a few steps forward, man, early. So I'm ahead of the game when it happens.
I don't think they'll be in a position to do that because, right now, they got most of their people signed under the contract. But about time it's due up for them to make a decision on what they want to do with Purdy, they're probably going to have to start either letting people go or hopefully they draft a will at that point in time.
You could probably be first.
So right now, if they trade him, that's taking them a step back and taking them completely out their window. Which goes back to my original question is that just absolute arrogance to think they can just plug anybody in there and get the same?
Yeah, man. I got to say arrogance. I got to say arrogance because I said it. I got to say it's arrogance, man.
I can't say arrogance. They've done it with a bunch of different quarterbacks. If you can do it, you can do it.
They've had playoff success.
With different guys.
Different guys.
But they've choked in the big game.
Yeah, I think the coach lost in that game for sure. I get rid of Shanahan before I get rid of Purdy.
Oh, hold on, Will. Say it again. Hold on. Say it again.
I get rid of Shanahan before I get rid of Purdy.
I swear to God.
Oh, you up on that? The Kyle Shanahan collapse.
Shanahan's making a career out of this. Giving up leads.
Listen here.
Stop running again. How did you not learn against the Patriots? He stopped running again. They were doing well with the run. He stopped
running again with the best running back in the game. You didn't have Freeman and Coleman. You had both of them put together. You had CMC. Come on.
Even the backup, what's his Eli Mitchell, whatever his name is.
Mitchell.
Even he came in and ran off a couple 8 or 9 yard runs. Don't fucking run the ball. It was working. You're going to force feed Debo 11 times with 3 catches. Make it make sense. He coached his way out of that game.
Yeah, he did. But I want to give a shout out to somebody in that game, though.
Who?
Shout out to Steve Wilks. The DC for San Francisco. He got shafted in Carolina.
Yeah.
But I think ultimately he had a very good game plan. He kept Mahomes. Again, Mahomes is Mahomes. But for the most part, they kept and maintained their lane integrity when they rushed. But then in the middle,
Mahomes had 1 touchdown in regulation, and it was after the muff punt, short field. He locked him up.
Yeah.
Just couldn't do it in that last drive in OT.
Yeah. I think by that time, Andy had already figured it out. And he was in a rhythm. And got to give big ups to the Warriors, man. You got to start kind of whispering of putting him up in there in that echelon of great coaches. He's been
you definitely do.
5 Super Bowls, and he's won 3.
Yeah, you definitely do.
You know what's funny though? As much as I just took a shot at him and said he should be on the hot seat, Shanahan kind of is Andy Reid.
That's fair assessment.
He kind of is Andy,
when he was in
offensive genius, Andy Reid in Philly, offensive genius, get there with multiple different, you can make runs with different guys. Got to the bowl with the guy that you believed in, didn't work. They lost to the Patriots. And then, so his story's not over, but.
Definitely story's not over, but in San Fran, definitely.
He's tied to Purdy. He's tied to Purdy now. If Purdy flops, he's gone.
Yeah. I think at some point in time, they're going to get tired of just getting there and not coming.
They're definitely tired of getting there. And I mentioned this about a month ago on the show. They get there, they get the NFC Championship games and all that stuff. But after a point, a franchise is we want to get here and win. And not winning, I said, hey, you're going to have to start knocking on Shanahan's door one day. You're going to have to eventually. Because
He about to get Mark Jackson.
Hey, potentially could happen. Even if Purdy blossoms, they may say, "Hey, he blossomed because of him, not you." And then you go there, man.
Or we'll be like, "All right, you taught him everything that he can learn from you. Now we got to bring somebody else in to get the."
Oh man, listen here, but this is a last night Usher performed right at the Super Bowl.
What up, Chris?
Usher performed, and he bought the A with him, right?
Yeah, all the A was in there.
I didn't watch the game last night, but as soon as I heard that the A was there, Shanahan shit already knew this game was in the Chiefs' book. I feel bad. All I can think of is when the Patriots was losing at halftime, and they took everybody in the A took that picture of each other, talking about the game was over. They made history last night. They said at the Super Bowl halftime show. Shanahan made a petition with the NFL. If I ever get here again, I do not want a Southern rapper here on the stage performing.
Nothing below the Mason Dixon.
Hold on. They said, hold on. Lil Wayne's from New Orleans, but Lil Wayne said he want to perform next year. Shanahan and them get back there. Listen to him, man. But nah, it's some funny, man. But yeah, he's blowing shit, man. And it sucks, man, because it's kind of the same memo Will mentioned earlier. Run the ball, won the ball. Yeah, some people may say, oh, well, it's a football game, this and that. And then you got the Super Bowl where it's like, man, do we really want to do this to the game and the money and the eyeballs watching? It sucks, man. Overall, it sucks, and you keep putting yourself in the same position. So, yeah, the blame's on you, brother.
So, Anthony's question, do you think they'll bring back Chase Young?
No.
Depends what he asked for. They might get him on a cheap deal because he played well in the bowl, but he didn't really play all that crazy his entire time with the Niners. So there's a good chance that they just go, all right, look, show me deal. You get a 1 year. Because look, put it like this. Charlie Garner-Johnson had a better season than last season. He had a better season than Chase just had. And he still only got the 1 year deal out of the Lions. I think Chase is going to get a 1 year deal somewhere. And if they're smart, they'll just try to sign him for the 1 year deal themselves. 1 year, $8 to $9 million, maybe.
He had 7.5 sacks this year.
That's okay. Like, he wasn't there that long. How many games?
Well, that's for the whole season.
Yeah. So he wasn't doing shit with the Redskins, right?
Nah, that's actually tied his career high. That's crazy.
He's a career underachiever, but he's physical specimen still.
He is.
And he's healthy.
I would definitely give him that.
And I think he wants to play a little more here because he's got his Ohio State brother there on the other side.
Oh, Bosa played hell of a game.
He's only
he did what he could.
About to be 25.
Yeah, Bosa was in the backfield a lot.
Bosa balled out. Armstead balled out.
Yeah, definitely.
I tell you somebody that was quiet. I only saw his name mentioned once, maybe twice. Hargrove.
Yeah.
And that's surprising considering that Mahomes lost his best guard to the pec tear.
Yeah. Yeah, they did that with a pieced up line too. Imagine if they were help. Jesus. Like
pieced out line, underachieving wide receivers.
Yeah. His receivers led the league in drops this year.
Yes, by far.
Like every metric the only thing he had in his favor was a good defense. Everything else was like struggling. Even fucking Kelsey had drops this year.
He did. I think was that like week 5 or 6 or something like that. We dropped like 4 or 5 balls.
So it's crazy. If they bring back Chris Jones and Snead and then the rest of that team, they're gonna go out and get a receiver. Or they should probably draft a tight end at some point too.
Yep, I can see them doing that. And there's some pretty good ones coming out.
If they found a way to get Brockers, Jesus Christ. He's too high up. You're going to go too early, but don't make me do a mock draft. Don't play with me, coach.
I'm getting so mad people seeing people break the TV. A Boston guy, speaking of that last night, Massachusetts guy, I want to say Boston, Massachusetts guy, I guess he's famous for being at the Celtics games, famous for doing all types of stuff. I guess he proposed to a girl at a game. Anyway, I guess he bet $50K on the Niners. They lost, and I think that he broke the TV or some shit.
Wild.
one of the scenes, of course, seeing TVs breaking, all this and that. Tax time's coming, everybody. That's why the TV's broken, because there's an excuse to get a new one. You know what I'm saying? So,
hey, Will, you
Yeah.
mentioned it. You uncork this.
Always do.
Like you said, it would be nice if they can give Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw somebody out there for you that I think might be on the radar.
Who that?
Jatavian Sanders.
Jatavian Sanders.
Yep.
Wait, where's he from again?
UT.
Oh, your boy.
Yep.
So, what do you think his 40 going to be?
His 40 time, I think it's probably going to be about a 4.5.
Ooh, yeah.
But compared to my man, now Bowers is his 40 time already is at a 4.48.
Bowers is ridiculous.
Bowers 6'4", 240. Sanders 6'3", 252. And they're both juniors. And overall rating for Bowers is a 91, 86 for Sanders. I can see them getting Sanders like in the second round, perhaps.
Yeah, you can get him later for sure.
Ant in the building. Shout out to Ant's post. Did you hear of a New England might trade down, and Vikings and Raiders and Falcons might trade up?
Yeah. So apparently we get rid of the guy and then do the same fucking shit we always do.
Why would they trade down?
Because we always do. Because
Okay. So I heard this rumor that I actually liked, to where they found a way to trade Minnesota for Justin Jefferson and find a quarterback in the second round.
I keep hearing this, except why would Minnesota do that right now? And why?
What are they gonna do with Kirk Cousins? You got a lame coach who might be in his last year there. They may say, you know what? We may just go get somebody, journeyman, maximize what we can get for Jefferson. There's a lot of quarterbacks coming out next year, perhaps.
That's what I'm saying too.
Or they trade up and they go, because y'all got the third pick now?
Yeah.
They go get like a Daniels or a May or something like that.
Because be real like this. We'll say Chicago, Washington don't trade their picks. Their guys are guaranteed. Those two guys who are guaranteed in the top two, they'll get drafted by those teams. New England's number 3, but it kind of, in my eyes, puts New England at number 1. And I'll say this. People want them to have a QB. They want them in a position to get a QB. Right now, you don't need to be. Be real with you. We don't count the Jets. Buffalo maybe still got some years. Miami probably still got some years. But in about a year or two, the Patriots can jump. Because like you said, Coach, they have quarterbacks next year's draft. You can go get a second rounder this year. You can even trade that pick to go and to do a Patriot type of thing and go get more picks. Just to add more, players to your squad, of spots that you need players in. Because it's a marathon. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day.
Go ahead.
Who's the GM for the Patriots?
They announced some dude last week, I believe.
Who is it?
I seen the name last week.
As of 2 days ago, it says Patriots seemingly have no plans to fill vacant GM job this year.
Okay, so there's some guy that's doing something that Belichick was doing last year. I'm gonna see if I can look up the article.
What's going on there? They're talking about trading. So you would think they would have a GM by now.
If you're talking about that shit, right?
Right. Like, who's calling it? So who's making that decision or floating it out there then?
I have no idea what they're gonna do.
I'm not telling him to tank. That's not what I'm telling them. They don't have the Patriots don't have to tank anything. As you've seen this year, it was in the weapon, but it's still being competitive. I'm not telling Will anything. I'm telling Will, and Will probably agree with me. He's not looking to get good in a year. Mm-hmm. So if they had to sacrifice the third to go get the 18th, 19th, whatever, second rounder, fourth rounder, whatever, they do it. But I think what Will says too, we don't want to do the same shit that Bill was doing. But
what I'm guessing is if they trade it, it's for like trade back, still probably in the top 10. And they feel like they can get whatever quarterback they want to get later than 3. So why not move back and get an extra couple of picks?
That's true. They probably got about 2 or 3 guys that they might have slotted. They might be interested in it. They can trade down. Because right now, the defense, I think for the most part, what I saw, when healthy, is very solid. Offensively, they've got some opportunity from the inconsistent running game, questionable offensive line. In particular, I'll probably say wide receivers as well. You got a couple of guys there with some potential, but they need some pop on that offense.
There's also going to be.
It doesn't help that Mac Jones is pulling the trigger on that.
Right. There's also going to be a few quarterbacks probably available via trade, like guys who you could bring in for a year or two to figure out if they got it. Like you got Fields out there who's probably going to be available. You got Kyler Murray who's probably going to be available. Russell Wilson is probably going to be available. So I feel like maybe they're thinking we can just get some extra picks if they actually trade back. But I would see who's there at 3. I would have deals on the table with the guys on speed dial, and when that pick comes out, I would see who's at 3. If it's not who you want, then trade it then.
It could be if they're locked in on one particular player, if he's not there, get what you can get for him. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Anthony, Mel Kiper has him like the second best quarterback.
They got him slated going to the Giants.
Yeah, they got him second.
That would be a very Giant thing.
Yeah, he might be able to play though. He's pretty good. I mean, he makes some risky throws, but he has an arm.
He's decent. But he kind of get flavors of perhaps he had a really good running game behind him.
He could just be Daniel Jones again.
He could be. I'm
gonna be real with you. I'm gonna give him more respect than a Duke Blue Devil because he played at Michigan. At least when we look at Michigan's QBs, we a little bit more prestige.
We respect him a little more.
A little bit more prestige. Tom Brady, Greasy. We got it. But if he's Daniel Jones, then damn, I feel bad. And if the Giants don't get him, I feel a little more bad for him.
Chad Henne, they had a few. Yeah, they had a few.
Chad Henne played. Yeah. I mean, do you think Daniel Jones have an 11-year career?
Yeah, Daniel Jones can definitely be a backup.
His neck's fucked up right now, so I'm gonna say the under. The neck fucked up right now. That neck injury shit ain't no joke. Ask Peyton Manning. Listen here, he had a neck injury last year, so the ceiling might be on the wall for his ass. Football's a tough game. And even if they have little things where, they touch you, you get flagged, one good hit. That's out.
Yeah, I just did a mock drive, and this dude, Brock Bowers, almost made it to the Chiefs. It's crazy.
Did he?
Yeah, it was close.
That wouldn't be fair, man.
Nah, it'd be bullshit.
What you do with Zappy? Zappy gonna just pass waters out all day. They don't give a fuck about Zappy.
Yeah, why are we asking about what we're doing with players that are bums? Zappy might get to stick around as a backup. Maybe.
Mac's getting the chat because at least Mac went in the first round, so we're gonna talk about him until you can't talk about him no more. But Zappy, listen,
he's probably started. Mac's probably started his last game aside from injury.
Super Bowl Monday, the hangover.
Yeah, it's kind of hangover. Yeah, okay. So let me ask y'all this. So this is our season finale for the 2023-24 season. In general, what are some of your takeaways from this season? What stood out to you? I'm gonna throw mine out there first.
Yeah.
As always, my Cowboys underachieved. But I think this all season was a little bit different. And I speak to that in reference to fans' reaction. There's a lot of people who I've seen either walk away from the team or a lot of teams that were visibly and audibly pissed off at what Jerry's been doing the whole time he's been here, but it's a lot of angry people in the DFW area. So will that translate to the pocketbooks? Or who's really calling the shots at the Star? Because we had 2 reports over the weekend that Zimmer was going to be the next DC, and then during the pregame yesterday, Rex Ryan said, "Not so fast." Now, granted, Zimmer came out and was named, so is that screaming that Jerry wanted one person, Steven wanted the other? What's really going on behind the scenes?
I think Steven wanted Rex.
That whole thing got weird. Shefty reported that they were signing, and then Rex in studio was like, "That's not 100%.
Not so fast.
Not so fast."
Which let you know he was still talking to somebody on the inside.
Also, what I heard is that Shefty also said the Cowboys didn't really like Rexy. They fucking loved him when he was in there. Like Jerry was obsessed.
So, I'm be real. That's crazy.
I really hope y'all get him because that's a good move for y'all.
They named Zimmer today, Coach said.
But is it official?
Yeah, it finally came across this afternoon.
Nah, F all that, man. Listen here. Rex would have been the good hire. You know why? That's what the Cowboys need. And it may have been on one side of the football that he was coaching on, but Rex is going to make the whole locker room hear him. And I feel like that's the type of guy that we needed. Type of guy that we need, because I was in my Cowboys talk chat yesterday with a few homies, and they were speaking on that. And I said, dog, Rex is the type of guy we need. I wouldn't have been mad. I would have took Rex. Soon as Rex said I want a Cowboys job, I would have said, Zimmer, kudos, and gave Rex that job. Real talk, man. And that's the type of attitude that we need in that locker room, because bullshit, man.
When initially you wanted Bill as the head coach, what he would have did with that defense, the next best thing with your defense would have been having Rex as a defensive coordinator. He would have brought the heart and that dog that they really need. And he don't even got to really individual, like he don't got to directly influence your offense. The defense would become the unit they're supposed to be, and they would hold back, and then they would hold back and them accountable. That's how that would go. Yeah, that's a miss. That's a miss. Zimmer has no energy.
I don't think so either.
He's a low energy type of guy. Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, because I think Rex can now Zimmer, they name him as old school with his mentality and his approach. But I think Rex has old school beliefs, but he's got new school energy.
Yeah.
Where he can relate to those younger players now. I don't think you can go in there and just kick these guys in the teeth. And expect
like they all watch him on the show. He's out here like they're answering questions, they're jumping and having fun. He's doing the gritty.
And real talk, he praises the Dallas defense. And for most of the season, he was praising Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Well, a lot of these guys don't praise him. You know what I'm saying?
Let me answer this too. Did he just do a pre-interview? I'm gonna call it like it is. Mike McCarthy's gonna be going after this year.
Yeah. So maybe they liked him so much they were like, you know what? Just wait. Head coach next year. We got you.
Yep.
Oh, listen here. If entertainment's where it is, and entertainment heads, Cowboys head entertainment in the NFL, I would not be surprised if that high happened. But my takeaway from the NFL season and all, one, the parity. Shout out to parity. Real talk. We've had years of teams dominating conferences, things like that. It's a little bit more parity this season all around, man, in the league. So shout out to parity. Number 2 is Mahomes and the rest of the field. I don't want to hear Joe Burrow. I don't want to hear Josh Allen. I don't want to hear nobody for at least a year and a half. Probably as long as Patrick Mahomes in the league. And I won't say that because there's probably going to be somebody that comes in, not saying win 3 championships, but that's hard to do. But
Houston might have something to say about that eventually.
Who? CJ gonna ball. Yeah. CJ gonna ball for sure.
Anybody from the modern, anybody that's been playing about 4 years right now in the league ain't touching Patty Mahomes.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm gonna let everybody know that right now. I don't want to hear about that Joe Burrow shit, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. I want to hear that.
The only guy to have him basically beat is Josh Allen. He's the only one close.
Shout out to Brock Purdy, man.
Anthony says his takeaway from the year was A-Rod went down 5 minutes.
Nah,
Yeah.
no bullshit. Besides all that, man, I was devastated at that, man. Just from the pack, man. You see New York, the Jets. You seen them come out with that flag opening night.
Hype.
You thought the hype. You really thought that. You really wanted to see Aaron shake, rattle, and roll, and he shake, rattled, and got rolled, and she rolled.
Yeah, it didn't go how they planned.
His was an Achilles as well, right?
Yep.
So they're saying that's what happened to Greenlaw last night.
Yeah, you can see it. His whole calf blew up. You can see.
Yeah, he crumbled immediately.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a possibility he might be out next season as well.
No, not a possibility. He will be out. I said he's done for the season next year. Most of it. You may be able to sneak him back in at the end of the year, but why would you?
And that's what the props I give out to Andy Reid. Well, any coach would do this, but Andy for sure. Once Greenlaw went out and Warner couldn't really get from sideline to sideline to play the lanes and whatnot, that's when Kelsey started eating. That's when Rice started coming across catching slants. They started attacking the middle of the field.
Right. They basically, once they realized that one guy now is going to have to be responsible for, even though they brought in another guy, they knew he's easier to fool. They're going to leave more responsibility on Warner's plate. And yeah, they stressed Warner out. They just basically put him in conflict for the rest of the game. No matter, and you can see it, every big play, he'd be right behind the play. He'd be right there, but that's the point. He can't cover as much ground now, or he's being forced to cover more ground, and they just put him in conflict all night. That was it.
Because they complement each other so well, speaking of Warner and Greenlaw.
They remind me of Navarro and Willis when they were there.
Yeah. I can see that.
A little more on the passing end, though. They were much better against the run, those two.
So what was your takeaway this year?
My takeaway this year is you need a quarterback, which isn't much of a takeaway because we know that. But my takeaway was my Patriots have a lot to figure out, and what I thought might have been a 2-3 year turnaround may look like 5 now. We also learned some things about not learned, but we had more justification for things like defensive coordinators probably should stay defensive coordinators and not be head coaches.
That seems to be the trend these days.
Yeah. Except they keep hiring defensive coaches.
Yeah, I'm about to say, because you spoke about that earlier. If you're a great defensive coordinator as the head coach, they're going to keep taking your people all the time if you got a decent team.
And you're going to need those people because that's what you can't do those things. But it's easier to replace a DC than it is an OC, at least a good one. So
that's just true. That's true.
So a lot of problems with that. I think we just learned a lot about coaching, I take away a lot about coaching this year.
Yeah, shout out to y'all. As a Cowboy fan, I hate it, but as a football fan, y'all deserve it, man.
Yeah,
Daniel Snyder took y'all through it.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
And I think it's good for the division when everybody.
Washington finally got something good. Shit, listen ahead.
Now, I will say, you might still want to be a little bit concerned because Ben Johnson, who was y'all's top pick to be the head coach, was turned off by all the basketball analogy.
Well, you know what I said last week. I won't even repeat it. But, yeah, man. Maybe it's something.
Magic need to be more like an angel investor and not hands-on.
Right.
Sky's the limit for Washington, man. Sky's the limit.
Look, the only basketball
is the roof.
The ceiling is the roof. The only basketball analogy I'll allow from Magic is if he's just talking about, we got to get a point guard in here. Yeah, okay, because you need a quarterback. But other than that, I don't want to hear it. Yeah, cut that out. Ain't no Showtime out here. Just fucking run the ball.
So, you know what, guys? We're going to take a break for the night, and we're going to come back and look at the rumors going into the season, to the off season. So, we'll be back in about 15, 20 seconds. Appreciate y'all hanging out with your boys.
Don't go nowhere.
Whoa.
What's up, world? Kyrie Robinson, man. New Orleans Saints veteran. Hey, man, make sure you guys go check out my guy, man, STWF. the media, man. Check them guys out. Y'all want to get sports talks with players, with fans, anything like that, man. Go check them guys out, man. That's the place to be if you want to talk sports. Who that nation?
Appreciate you guys checking in and hanging out with your boys on the Play Call Sheet. Our season finale as we get ready for the 2024 off season to start. But as of tonight, we've already talked about football takeaways, season takeaways. So we can't get the off season started without talking about some rumors that might happen. So we got a couple of NFL rumors out there, and I want to get y'all's take on these. The first one, I can see it happening because it's something that Chicago would do, but they're saying that they're going to keep Fields, but still draft Williams.
Yeah, I said this was a possibility in the argument the other day in the chat room.
Right.
Yeah, I can see this happening because you don't have to move Fields, so don't move him until you absolutely have to. Like, you could just pick up the 5th-year option. You draft your quarterback, and he can sit. It's fine.
What would you do if you was a GM?
I would, me personally, if I was a GM, I would probably, I'd probably draft Caleb Williams and wait until that deadline to see who really needs a quarterback to trade Fields.
That is messy.
It is messy, but it don't got to be that messy because the truth is, why the guy's here. Why the guy's here.
No, y'all had me for a second. Like, sign the 5th-year option. Basically, like, they're gonna be in camp together. Like, who do you do? No.
Why not?
No.
Why not?
No.
Why?
Caleb has already been on one to say that he doesn't want to deal with that.
No, that's not true.
And Justin,
but that's not true, by the way.
And Justin definitely ain't gonna want to deal with that. So, like you said, even if they draft Williams. Hey, we know Justin's gone.
Maybe
we know Justin's gone.
Look.
There's no way the Bears do that crazy shit.
Am I saying it will happen? No, but I'm saying it definitely could happen. There's no real issue. I know when you draft a quarterback that high, you expect him to play right away. But at the end of the day, you draft him like he's there. He's gonna be there, and he's gonna be the guy. So then you got a year to fucking let him sit and learn. You don't got to just throw him out there on a team. So you don't got to David Carr this motherfucker. Like,
that's a great point.
Because if you throw him out there now, you're going to have him struggling with the same exact shit that Justin struggled with. No line, mid receivers, no running game.
I'm just speaking from the aspect of just on Justin Fields' side. I'm talking about Justin Fields' side. Listen here. This bad enough they already talk about they don't want your ass. They do not. They already tell you they don't want your ass. I'm on the phone with my agent real now. Get me the hell out of here.
He don't really have no control. He has no leverage, though. He has no leverage because he sucked, and he has a 5th-year option. That's not his option to take. So he has no leverage.
Yeah, I don't see the Bears drafting that guy if he's not playing right then and there.
I can understand that part. But hey, they moved up to get Mahomes, sat him for a season. They got Jordan Love high, sat him for 3 seasons.
That's true.
And those are the
they couldn't do it. Because of the
They didn't make Trevor Lawrence wait. They let him play right away. How's that going?
But the two that you got that you stated that worked, none of them were the top overall pick. You got a lot more riding on that.
That's fair.
From a salary standpoint, from prestige and identity standpoint. If I was a GM, me personally, it's been documented. I don't think it's all on the field. I still think because he's had different offense coordinators. He just got a decent receiver. The line is trash. The running game is inconsistent. He don't have a lot to work with. Me personally, if I don't take Marvin Harrison Jr. at the number 1 spot, I'm going to bluff and see what Washington will be willing to give me to move up to get Caleb. So I can still move back down 1, still get the guy that I want, but pick up a little something. Because you got a lot more holes on that offensive side of the ball than they're going to probably be back here again next year.
Here's the problem, though. I personally would have played it like you, yes, where you could trade out of that first pick, even if you just move back to the second pick.
Right.
Let them get Caleb, and then you could decide from there. Yes. However, I'm not sure anyone can survive that situation who's on that team if Caleb is the real deal and they don't draft him.
So they're gonna be kicking themselves in the ass like they don't.
If we're being told he's generational, Andrew Luck, you got to take that, right? Okay. Trevor Lawrence, you got to take that, right? If these are what we're being told he is, allegedly. So if that's the case, can you honestly be the Bears and not take that guy? Tough sell.
Tough sell. Here's my biggest concern with Williams. The level of emotion that I saw him show in some big crucial games on the sideline.
Some would call it passion.
I'm being nice about it. I understand that you want to win so bad, but to me, you look like you shook.
I mean, if you wanted to win that bad, don't go to USC.
That's true.
Not anymore, anyways.
But at the same time, we talked about it on here, behind the scenes before. I was a big advocate for Utah. And they used to beat USC up because once he had to improvise, if everything wasn't drying out to playing, he struggled. But guess what you're going to get when you go to Chicago? You're going to get a subpar team. So,
which is probably why he needs to chill for a little bit.
Yeah, he does.
And look, you're right that Mahomes wasn't a number 1 overall pick. They did, however, trade plenty of assets to move up to 10 to get him. So
you know what's crazy though?
Yeah.
And we seen Alex Smith was the quarterback at that time, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And we kind of seen what happened in San Fran. And I know it's a business, but the business wasn't gonna let Alex Smith get done like that. Mahomes, if Alex Smith didn't get done like that in San Fran, I best believe Mahomes would have played coming off the crop. But
what do you mean?
Alex Smith, he played for the 49ers and the Chiefs. So the same situation that happened to him in San Fran happened to him in Kansas City, where Mahomes ended up taking the spot. But what I'm saying is, I think Mahomes would have played, though, if A. Smith didn't get played in San Fran the way he did, and didn't get played like that in Kansas City. I don't think they would have did that. And he was playing solid.
Well, the reason
Alex was playing solid.
Yeah, he's playing. That's the reason he's playing solid. But the other thing is Pat Mahomes will tell you himself when he got drafted, he didn't know how to read defenses. So no, he couldn't have played right away. He didn't know how to read defenses.
If hold on, because Alex Smith had them. Where Alex Smith had them in good position, right?
Yeah, they were competitive. Well. Yeah, they were competitive.
I mean, I don't know if the divisional round. I don't think they haven't touched the championship.
Yeah, it might have been that far, but
they didn't touch a conference championship game. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, but at the same time too, man. I mean, they had it in the pocket. Alex Smith was a guy that
he's a bridge.
Yeah, and it made perfect. They did with a project, and the Bills. They took the Bills pick and made it Patrick Mahomes. Sorry, Josh Allen, you're great, but it's not that.
They're doing fine. They might not trade if given the chance.
So what about Anthony's scenario? I don't think Bills will go for no 3rd overall pick.
Wait, you don't think? Oh, so you don't think he's worth a number 1?
Fields?
That was actually what the debate was that I was talking about that I was in about this.
Okay.
And I said I don't know that he's worth a number 1, but if I'm the Bears in the situation that I'm in, that's the starting price. Number 1. Maybe not the number 3 pick overall, but it's a number 1. It's a 1st round pick is what I'm starting with.
I think if he's moved for a 1st rounder, it's either going to be to Pittsburgh or Atlanta.
I can see that. But that's why the guy was like, you think he's going for a 1st round pick? And it was a whole thing. And I'm like, all right, I understand that. Like, I'm not saying he's worth that. I'm saying that's where I start. That's my starting price because the leverage is mine if I'm the Bears. The leverage is mine. I don't have to move him.
That's true. They have all the bargaining at that point in time.
They have 2 top 10 picks and a guy who it's quite possible he still could be the franchise guy. I mean,
that's true.
I don't think so, but he could be. So they're in a good spot, but it's the Bears. They could bear it. Bears gonna bear.
That's fair enough.
Hey, Yogi.
So, so let me ask you this. So, because we're talking about rumors and whatnot. What do you think they do with Kirk Cousins?
I think you could sign him for a lot less because of the injury. But maybe not. I don't know. That's a tough one. I think Kirk Cousins coming off an Achilles injury. Your team is still not going to be great. Yeah, it's not going to be. I don't know if you're going to be great. So maybe start the rebuilding process.
No, they've been rumored to possibly want to re-sign him, but they only have like just under $29 million in cap space, and he's just coming off a season where he made almost $40 million. So unless he's taking a significant discount and a team-friendly deal, I see them moving on from him.
Oh, Wemby had a triple-double. Damn, 27, 14, 5, and 10.
Nice.
Must be nice.
Wemby!
They also say that Tannehill has some interest from the Steelers.
No fucking.
I think they do that. Tomlin gets fired.
No, please don't. Please don't. Please don't. I would rather you go after try to go get Justin Fields.
It's gonna cost more. A lot more.
Shit, Tomlin, I need my job. Please, Roomies, get this man right here. Listen here. Let's see.
Here's the thing, though. That team had a winning record this year, right? Just barely.
Barely, yep.
They have weapons, and their defense has talent.
Yep.
They literally are a quarterback away. If he could come in and not fuck it up, not a bad move.
They got rid of Mitchell Trubisky today, former Bear.
Good. That's terrible.
Oh yeah. What about this one? Kind of surprised me, but then it didn't. The Philadelphia Eagles has given Hassan Reddick permission to seek a trade.
Huh. Yeah, it didn't. I mean,
for all the praise that Jeffrey Lurie got for being this great GM and stuff like that, they've just been kicking the can down the field.
Celebrating something too hard. I don't know what, but
they keep getting vets. They keep getting like, we can fill this hole with a solid vet, and it's like, yeah, you can only do that so many times before you have to. They also got rookies to put into place, but they put them in too early. And Carter's a monster, but gap assignments, he's still got to figure that out.
I can see Pittsburgh getting Mac.
You get him getting in the mix on that?
Mac Jones.
That's what Anthony said. I don't know why. So you don't have one bad quarterback. You just have two.
Oh, do you know what the crazy thing is? You know what the crazy thing about that is? I'm gonna play with it for a second with you.
Hey, yo.
He goes into a situation. Hold on. This is the make or break for Mac Jones, though. If that was to ever happen, you go to Pittsburgh with receivers. We just mentioned they have receivers. So if you went there and you fucked that up, listen here. Then you'll see the true Mac Jones. You'll see rather it was the no receivers part, or is this really Mac Jones?
Yeah,
but you go there to a plethora of receivers.
Garbage.
Yeah, that means that too. You can't afford them. I mean, they've been spending a lot of money on veteran guys that just, keep the gap, you know what I'm saying? And, hey, maybe that means, try to go get some value for them.
That's what I liked about that. As a rival. So right now, the Eagles going into the offseason have about they have like $20.8 million in cap space right now. But from a free agent standpoint, they got Kelsey, Fletcher Cox, Graham,
retiring, so
DeAndre Swift, Zach Cunningham, obviously Shaq Leonard, Quez Watkins, Drake Driscoll. So they got a couple of big holes in there, but they don't have much room from a maneuverability standpoint, because they got the hookup this year with Hurts, but that was front loaded, so they're gonna have to start paying him here pretty soon, as far as the cap hit portion of it.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, most of that doesn't even matter because their problem is coaching quarterback. So,
yeah,
they got a lot to fix.
I enjoy
it. So do y'all. So it ain't gonna be too much difference.
I know, right? So this one here, this rumor, when I saw this, I had to double take. But then I thought about it. This is some shit that this team would do. But the Cleveland Browns could consider to make a blockbuster trade for a young quarterback. How y'all feeling about that, considering what they've already invested in that position?
For who? For who? And who's gonna get traded back? What do y'all have?
Justin
y'all
Fields,
gave everything away to Houston.
Justin Fields' name came up. He falls under the young category. His other guy, he's not young, but he's available from what we understand, and that's Russell Wilson.
Y'all, I'm gonna be real.
That screams that
y'all gotta continue. I'm sorry to say this, but y'all gotta continue to play the guy that y'all paid $250 million until y'all can't play him no more. Y'all can't even think about going to go get a QB because the facts of life is not the facts of life for you guys right now in terms of 1 QB play, 2 QB play, 3 QB play. You got a better chance to bring back Joe Flacco than go get a young star through a trade. Like, what the hell are they doing?
And then do what with Watson? What's the plan here, guys?
What are we doing here?
You gonna have to let that shit's gonna have to play out. It's gonna be like we've seen seasons where he don't play. Hopefully he'll get a season and a half of full playing time. But you gotta let that shit ride out. And I don't know what happens to Deshaun after that. But for the Browns' point, they have to play that shit out because I don't see anything happening there unless they can hex him early or some shit. But I don't even know the values of the contract. So
it'd be way easier to get a lawyer and him a personal massage therapist.
Pure Cosby. So I think
Jello pudding.
So I don't know if it was two or Will. One of y'all had mentioned earlier about Eric Bieniemy. Now it was a report that came out that he quietly spoke with the Seahawks about their OC position. I saw a report earlier today on the way home that he was potentially talking to Alabama about being their OC. What do you think Bieniemy ends up?
Oh,
he goes to college. I think he goes to college. If he gets that Seattle job, then hey, hopefully good success. But I think he'll better serve. I think he'll better serve in the college rank, man. Like, I mean, I'm not going to say he's been disrespected or anything because, I mean, kind of the writing's been on the wall with him. But then you can say, hey, if you're in his shoes, I've been disrespected. So maybe go somewhere where I'm better treated. You may be better treated in the college scene. Maybe. It's not like he's going there as a head coach.
Look, we already know he's not really personable. You're going to send him into living rooms? He ain't going to recruit nothing with that attitude. In the way he be acting. Yeah. I just don't know. I think he need to just go back to the Chiefs and wait for Andy to retire. Hopefully he get that job.
What do you do with Nagy?
I don't know. Make him a consultant. Keep Nagy as the OC and make Bieniemy a consultant.
Why did he leave Kansas City in the first place? To go out and prove that he could do it?
Because I'm guessing it was the Mahomes.
No. From what everybody triangle, the triangle almost was correct. Fucking Ron Rivera sucks so bad he's gonna lose his job. Bieniemy should be next because he's there. But guess what didn't happen? The next fucking angle wasn't a 90-degree angle. It fucking turned all the way around. Sam Howell sacked 90 times. The offense doesn't improve. And then he loses the opportunity to become a coach. That's what happened.
You think he's cooked as a head coaching candidate?
Yeah, I think he's done. I honestly think, and I think he's done. I think he's done in terms of that search in the NFL because they're only going to go younger. They're only going to be looking anywhere else but you. It's not black. It's not white. It's not yellow. But they're not looking your way. And you'll end up just having a job as an OC or DC or somebody's squad, and you're just going to have to accept that. If you can't, take the job down in the college ranks. I don't know, but yeah.
Okay.
I ain't got no word in this fight no more for you being enemy.
Well, speaking of not having any words in this fight, this next topic is probably going to infuriate Will. Your boy is still trying to recruit Devontae Adams to New York.
Have fun.
Are you ready to move on from Aaron Rodgers?
It's like watching a star die.
Literally.
It's just taking forever.
Hey, he's recruiting. If I'm one person, if I'm Garrett Wilson, I'm waiting for this shit to be over. Because when you do shit like that, you have a young promising receiver here, but you over here trying to get your old former number one receiver. And I'm not saying that Garrett Wilson is Devontae Adams. He hasn't proved that yet. Hopefully with a QB soon he will. But it's just fucked up. It's to me, it's disrespectful and all that stuff. You guys need to get y'all shit together. He's the long tenure guy there. You should be wanting to go work out with him, but you calling on Devontae Adams.
I ain't mad at that. That's his man's also.
I'm not mad at that, but you got young guys in the locker room who you could potentially grow. Yeah. And Aaron Rodgers, you have been known to grow fucking receivers, and you over here like.
Yeah, but honestly, I mean, if I'm Garrett Wilson, I would love having him there because A, that means I'm not getting double covered anymore at all. B, I get to learn from one of the greatest ever, and C, we have a chance to go far if he's on the field. So I'm not really mad at it. But yeah, go work out with you guys. I'm sure he is working out with them still.
He's definitely working out with them. Yeah, all day. I just like, damn, like shit. Like you just had a whole fucking year to try to get right, a couple months to get right, then you get hurt, and then fucking as soon as you fucking are able to get out of a boot, you over here like, yo, Devontae, come over here.
But I would be more annoyed if he played a year with him and then said that to Devontae because it's like, are you saying I'm not good enough? You play, but he didn't even play with him. So like,
right.
There's no way he could feel that way.
Oh, the shit. Oh, no, I can't really say that because we already knew he wasn't coming back anyway. But when you announce you fucking coming back and shit, and then don't come back, we already know what the fuck, how you feel about this team. Probably know. So, nah, man. Hey, if you call him, you go to New York, hey, this is what Aaron wants. The media on him.
Now, the proposed trade that would be for him would be the Jets get Adams. And see, this don't make any sense. The Jets get Adams and the 2024 first pick, which is number 13. And then the Raiders would get the number 10 overall pick from this year, the number 111 pick from this year, and then the Jets' second and fourth round for next year.
What do you feel like didn't make sense?
You getting Adams and you still getting a top 15 draft pick?
Yeah, because they're moving up to 3. So if they wanted to move up that many spots, it would probably cost them that first pick and either a second rounder or another pick. So instead they're turning it into Adams, and that actually helps their cap.
So it's a cap move.
Not 100%, but also that team was put together quickly for Josh McDaniels to see if they could try to compete in that division in a year that the Chiefs looked like they were going to be down a little bit, which offensively they were, but defensively they were much better. So I just, and then you fired the coach already. He didn't make it out of the first season. So Your quarterback's Jimmy G, who's always hurt. There's no reason to keep this team together anymore.
Right.
No,
You're better off selling off the parts and starting to rebuild now.
Max Crosby on the trading blocks.
That dude's a beast. Two, this is one that's of interest to you. Gilly had a pretty good season this year. Up until the point when he had, the separated shoulder. Do you think the Cowboys bring back Stephon Gilmore? Because they say him having to have surgery can actually benefit them in free agency with him. And he's already said that he wants to come back.
I love the services. No bullshit. I love the services, man. I mean, if you want to heck him another year and see what you can get out of him, just in terms of experience in the locker room, I like it. But
because they don't know what they're going to get back in days when he comes back.
Yeah, you don't know that either. So you can kind of keep him there to see how Diggs poisons up. You know what I'm saying? See how he, gets back on his comeback. I wouldn't mind having him there another year, man. I didn't have a problem with Gilmore. That's probably one of the signings that I didn't have a problem with during the offseason. I didn't have a problem with Gilmore. And I kind of just, all I can see is just him with his former teams and what he's done. And not even the play, just overall, just like the leadership, and it's like the professional he is. I can take that.
Yeah, if it don't cost you a lot, you should obviously keep him around. I mean, it's not that he'll be one of the better number 2 corners because he's not your number 1 corner. That's Dig when you get back. And he may not even truly be your number 3, but you could, I mean, your number 2 because you got Bland. But right. I like to move Bland back to the slot.
He's more effective there.
I mean, he was still hard to be more effective than 5 pick sixes, but but yeah, I just think from a coverage standpoint.
Well, the reason why I say he's more effective there is Dallas needs a nose tackle, they need a linebacker, and they need a truly gritty safety. But he kind of helped cover up the middle of the field a little bit more.
Yeah,
he's more effective from a team philosophy standpoint is what I meant.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, Will called this one into continuation earlier. There's rumors that the Chiefs are already working to bring back Jones and Snead.
Right. So that's those are their number 1 priorities right now.
Yes.
Has to be.
2 All-Pros.
Right. 2 All-Pros, and my God, they're young, man. There's a young team. It's crazy. I keep saying it's a young team. They're gonna go out. Just man. I wonder what receiver they get now. Because when you see what he just did with that bunch, I got to imagine anybody else out there that's gonna make them impossible to stop again.
Okay.
Man got McCole Hardman back into the fold.
He did, and he contributed.
Fucking won the game. Crazy.
So y'all talked about Mac Jones earlier. Do you think anybody's going to draft for him? I mean, trade for him?
I mean, why would they? You're better off just waiting for him to be a free agent if you really want him that bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they're ultimately going to end up releasing him, if anything.
Yeah, I mean, they might just for cap reasons pick up his 5th-year option, but I heard they're not pursuing that. So,
okay, that's fair enough. Now the Falcons the Falcons could possibly trade with the Patriots to get the number 3 pick. Is the latest rumor from ESPN.
Say what again? My fault. Chris distracted me.
The Patriots and the Falcons could make a swap to get the number 3 pick for the Falcons, according to an ESPN rumor.
And where are the Falcons picking?
I want to say they're like 11, I think.
I don't know why. I have it up here. Hold on. I'm an asshole.
Or they're number 8.
Yeah.
I think they're number 8. I think they're number 8 right now.
Falcons getting Jalen Daniels. Could happen. Tony got to run.
How do you think that Daniels is going to translate over to the NFL?
He could be at least Vince Young.
Cowboys need everything. Nah, I don't need everything. Interesting, man. It'll be exciting to see him play with the Falcons, man.
Nah, Falcons don't need everything. Falcons need some help on that line and a quarterback.
Yeah. They got good receiving game. They have great backfield.
Yeah.
They got a serviceable defense. They're just a quarterback away. Actually, if they had a quarterback, they would have dominated their division this year.
That's, low bar, but yes.
They would have had a 2 game.
I'm here to tell truths.
He's here. Anthony says that he's better than Williams.
Maybe. I don't know if he's not more NFL ready. He was better was he even better in college? He had a better season this year. I don't know if he's better though.
Let's see.
He did dominate in the SEC though.
He did. But it was a down year for SEC too, though.
It was, even though we still sent however many to fucking bowls and top 25s. Like, yeah, our down year is still fucking us half of the 25. It's cool.
So this is a couple of rumors. I want to take a look at that. I'm pretty sure as we transition into the offseason,
there'll be more.
The drafts just gonna pick up.
They're all rumors. There'll be rumors every day. There's a rumor right now I got. Dak Prescott being traded.
Maybe just making up rumors. I love it.
Zeke coming back to Dallas.
It sounds like we already trying to make a spot for viewers for next year.
That's funny.
Mike Evans goes to the Texans next year. Just wait. A lot of this stuff this season's gonna hit with STWF, man. A lot of we gonna say is gonna happen. Real talk. Let's talk about that. Dak's not getting traded though. I think Zeke coming back to Dallas, and I think Evans will be a Texan. But yeah, that's all. That's all I got right now.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, cool. That. What you got for shout outs tonight?
Ooh, short show.
Shout out to the Almighty Allah. Shout out to you guys. Assalamu alaikum. Great Monday. You know, we do big things over here, man. Can't wait for what the rest of the week is in store for us. And yeah, man. Everybody that tuned in, I hope you enjoyed this fabulous season of the Playcall Sheet as we go into the off season. And next season, I'm gonna let y'all know your team still ain't gonna make the Super Bowl. And I'm gonna say that my team ain't gonna make the Super Bowl either. I'm not gonna have coming into the new season. I'm not gonna have no high expectations. They just the boys to me now. They're not the Cowboys, man.
Toot, welcome to the club, my brother.
Took you long enough.
That's what happens when your heart gets broken.
My heart is broken. I come and watch.
You get numb. You become numb to the bullshit.
We all back. We all sports guys. We are football guys to the heart. But I could not watch that game last night because it just would have made me. The fucking Dallas Cowboys could have did that. The Dallas Cowboys could have did that.
No, they couldn't.
Usyk missed the ball like Dez. Dez is like Dez didn't catch it. He didn't catch it. Like that shit like that.
I was so proud of Tony, bro, that he brought it up. Because I said it right when he said, I'm like, yo, right when it happened, I'm like, if that's not a catch, if that's a catch, then Dez was a catch too. And then Tony didn't say it at first, and then he brought it up. I was like, yes, my guy. I'm glad that you had
shout out to Tony Romo, man, another Super Bowl commentator, man.
Shout out to Romo, bro. He held it down.
Tony Romo made some Super Bowls, dog, like he deserved to be. It was never Tony Romo's fault that the Dallas Cowboys couldn't make the Super Bowl. It was the Dallas Cowboys' fault. They couldn't make the Super Bowl.
Never. I wouldn't say never, but like
it was never Tony Romo's fault. It was the Cowboys' fault. It was Jerry Jones' fault.
I will say this though. I think I think y'all could have won it with this team with Roma.
Oh God! I feel like we could have won. Oh,
Absolutely.
I think so.
Yeah. We can't
I
do it
already
with Dakota. He's only Dak when he's balling, so he's Dakota to me.
Oh, yo, listen here. Shit, I would have liked to hold that big old nice little booty too, Alicia Keys. But Swiss Beats wasn't sweating it. He knew his girl was out there trying to make the cream. So I'm gonna let Usher touch all over her. Fuck that.
People only made that situation because of the Keke Palmer situation. That's the only reason it became a thing.
Usher, hold on. I told homies. I went to the first confession tour with Kanye on the undercard with Usher. He was holding BBLs. He was holding skinny girls. He was holding, you know what I'm saying, white girls, black girls, Spanish girls. Usher gonna hold anything he can hold.
In the front row,
that his persona on the Boondocks episode he was on?
Probably. Oh, yeah.
Everybody, baby mama Chris.
That's just who he is.
Right. He got his shirt off, Adderall out.
Hey,
Hold on. Mind you, he just got married. He got married right after the Super Bowl, right after his performance. Private wedding.
Hey, he told y'all years ago, don't leave your girl around me.
Yeah.
You play for real. That's my nigga, Will. Hey. Situations. Let me get my Usher. Will arise. Oh, Usher, dog. I'm going to have to go to that concert in the summer, dog, with the theme, dog.
He tried to play 10 seconds of 47 songs.
But did you hear? His streams are up by 500%.
Yeah, it makes sense.
His concert tour tickets are up. I think is up by 55% or something like that. But 35 to 37% of the tickets he sold for the concert came after last night.
Hold on.
That makes sense.
Hey. And
you know what's crazy? I'm
gonna bring it full circle. You know what happened? Swiftie fans. Yeah. Swiftie fans learned who he was yesterday.
True.
And guess what?
Learned who he was.
True.
Usher ain't never been in Neverland. Usher ain't never beat no female up. Usher cheated.
He just beat the
A lot of people in the world cheat. So Usher can get rid of that. When he went through his shit with Chili, you know what I'm saying? That was back in the day, like, oh, he cheated. Cheating. People cheat all day now. You know what I'm saying? So Usher and all never had a bad rep, which makes it ill when he's coming back and doing his thing and about to sell out. He sold out fucking Vegas 100 times in the last year.
Oh, because he did a residency there. Yeah.
He did a residency. And now he's going on tour to fucking sell out every arena he's in, man. Shout out to Usher, man. Oh, we mentioned R&B stars. We mentioned all these guys. Everybody wanted to jump to Chris Brown. But it's still, we still at Usher. We still at Usher. We still at 97. Shout out to Usher, man.
When the Hotel Maya, he said, he said, have an affair. Act like an adult for once.
Anthony.
What is it? Usher was burning me off. But yeah.
Allegedly.
It started off slow, but that shit ended off like it was popping by the end.
Hey, man. Shout out to everybody that hung out with us tonight. We sure appreciate it, man. Bobby, I like your question. We're gonna revisit that. Probably revisit that Thursday. He said the Chiefs are a dynasty. Brady didn't pass the torch. He handed that bitch to Mahomes. Joey Bosa is going to land in Dallas. I've seen so many rumors of that.
Yeah.
Brady never passed no torch. You know why? Because Brady retired. Brady said, I ain't passing no torch to your ass. So I get what you're saying, though, Bobby. You know, obviously, you know, the game is going to a different wave in Mahomes mania, but Brady never passed that torch, though. Brady was never going to pass that torch. You know why?
He didn't pass it. He put that down for a second, and the shit got stolen. Like that dude, Mahomes. He with the shit.
Mahomes had his opportunity to get the torch, and then Brady slapped his ass by 30. Fucking Miami.
Yeah, when he had a chance to actually pass it, he beat him. So
42-year-old Brady.
Good night, Chris. And then shout out to James, Kyrie, Matthew, Anthony, Bernard, Tony, Valerie, Brady, Nikki, Armchair Quarterback, Brian Moore, Chris, Ashlyn, Bobby, and Dale. Appreciate y'all hanging out.
Oh, man, shout out to Ashlyn, man. Real talk. Ashlyn, shout out to your Chiefs. You talking that shit all year. You kept talking that shit all year.
I
Do
thought
the
you was a
downs. You
Niners
still
fan,
talking that
though.
shit. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, Ashley, man. You know what I'm saying? You enjoyed your Super Bowl festivities. You was out in Vegas. You was doing your thing.
Bad.
I don't know if you went to the game, but you had the fan experience. But shout out to you, man. You're a Chiefs fan. I have to give you a shout out.
I wonder how long she been a Chiefs fan. Since Mahomes 30.
That's another question I got. We'll ask her we'll have her on the show one day, maybe, and ask her that. And she's down.
We gonna see. But tomorrow, chickity chop up, 7:30 Central Standard Time, 8:30 Central. I'm sorry, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Hey, man, sure I hang out with you boys.
Snow day here in Massachusetts tomorrow. Snow day chop up. You know what I'm saying? As a whole state about to be shut down, baby.
I don't watch the news, bro.
Oh no, we don't got no school in Boston tomorrow. They're predicting the storm.
They called it early, huh? Okay.
They called it this morning. We was the first. Boston Public Schools was the first school system. We call school. It's Salem and Boston, and then everybody started following suit. But we'll see what's going on, man. Hey, you might see an up chop before the chop up. But yeah, man, y'all take care, man. Remember, you got a light skinned friend that look like who? You got a dark skinned friend that look like who? Semi Sosa.
Find this podcast and others on STWF TV, the podcasting network, wherever you get podcasts.